Hey y'all, and welcome back to A Lot to Say. I have a very, very special guest meet every single time. Every guest is special because they took time out of their lives to come on here and chat with me and y'all. And I have yet another Alabama alum and classmate and friend. And honestly, I am so grateful for the relationships that I've been able to foster over the years since leaving Alabama. Alabama was a complex time. And so just to see all the goodness that are coming from my friends, I'm super, super excited to share with y'all. So today I have Summer Dion Bell, her full government name, y'all. I
Period.
have her today. She is the founder, right? She's the
Yeah.
founder and CEO of Dion Cosmetics. And we are going to talk about it all today, a little bit about what it's been like for her being a beauty boss, BAWSE, what that has looked like for her, how she takes care of herself and pours into herself, and then just naturally giving her flowers and celebrating her today. So, welcome, Summer.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for that amazing introduction.
I'm
Um,
super excited. Yeah.
yeah, we go way back, and some things I don't want to remember. No, I'm just kidding. But like we have gotten just through all the things, collegehood, now adulthood, and I'm just really thankful and happy to be here. And I'm an open book tonight. So cheers to us and to the podcast.
Cheers.
Cling, cling, cling. Yes, yes.
Cheers. Okay, so we're gonna kick it off with a little icebreaker. I love an icebreaker. Like, what better way to just ask a few little questions? So I'm gonna
Uh,
start it right off. Lashes or mascara? These are hard.
lashes.
You're a lash
La
girl.
I feel like to me, I feel like my makeup's not done without
Unless
doing
I have, yes.
right either or. And I had just mascara on before, and I was like, no, pop a lash on, look, a little bit extra. So I'm
Yes.
gonna say lashes.
Yes. And y'all, if y'all haven't seen, Summer also has through Dion Cosmetics lashes that are good for glasses wearers. I'm a contact wearer, but
Mm,
truly, deeply a glasses wearer. And
yeah.
so, yeah. Talk about
Thank
innovation, Black girls in STEM.
Yes, I remember everyone saying that. I created those glasses, I mean the lashes for glasses because I'm a glasses wearer. I got my first pair of glasses in the fifth grade. And I knew sometimes I take those contacts out. They get dry, they get annoying, you lose them, whatever. And so I was like, I had to have lashes that can fit my glasses just in case. And the internet loved it.
Yes. And they were an instant hit, weren't they?
Yeah, actually, I would say yes and no. I never described them as lashes for glasses. They were out almost 2 years prior to them going viral. Yeah,
Really?
they were out for a while, and I think people just saw them as just lashes. And then I was like, oh no, like here's the main reason why I made them. And then when I explained it, viral,
Yes.
viral. I was like,
That just shows us like showing the solution, showing the why is really marketable.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cream blush or powder blush?
I want to I want to say both, but I'm gonna say dang.
I mean, it just depends, like
Yeah.
sometimes I want a creamy, balmy look. Sometimes I
Yeah.
want a powder look.
Maybe cream. Let's do cream.
Yeah, the cream does it. Look, I'm like, another
Right.
product from
Right.
Dion Cosmetics, if y'all haven't tried it, are her liquid blushes. Love them. Got
I
them in
see
all
what
the
you did there.
colors.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yes, yes. Okay. Are you a brow person first or a foundation or concealer person first? Like, which one do you do first?
Brows first. I feel
Yeah,
like brows I feel like they sit better on dry skin, like
they do.
before the products.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
it
just
just brings it all together. Like right now, I need to arch my eyebrows real bad. So
no.
I'm giving Solange.
Literally, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Okay. What
Good.
is one beauty product that you can't live without?
The Prism Puff.
Right?
Okay. I just think like you can't live without
You
it.
literally can't. I was so hoping you said that because I'm like, that's definitely, I always have it with me.
Absolutely. If you
Okay. Love that. So yay, little icebreaker.
That was
That's That's what's in our makeup bag. You know, we are loving both blushes. You can find those, a pair of lashes, you can find those. I love a good lip, so I'm always going to have a liner of some sort and some kind of lip, whether it's super bold, like a red, or a nice neutral,
my girl.
everyday lip.
Yeah. What type of lip do you like? Like if your go-to, what are you grabbing first?
I have it right here. So
Mm.
glad you asked. The lip bar.
Is
I
that Vogue
love
Lady?
lip bar. Yes, girl.
I
Boss
love
Lady is my signature
so
red.
good. It's so it is I think it like so pretty makes your teeth look whiter. It just make your smile just yes, 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 yes.
Yes, and it stays on so good. Like, I was almost gonna have a little panic. I was like, "Girl, I'm talking about changing my lip." It was stuck on there. I had also used a little setting powder,
Oh,
Dion
period.
Cosmetics, y'all. And yeah, it wasn't moving.
Oh wow. And you look I love it. Dang, girl. I love this.
Yes.
Thank
Okay, so every single episode, I start off asking every guest, and so naturally you, when did you know that you had a lot to say?
When this is gonna be funny. When my teachers used to write on my report card that I talk too much. Literally, Miss Martin, if you're watching this, no, I'm just kidding. Um, girl, it definitely was from a young age, I think. I've always been the one to speak up, right? So there was this one instance in school where I had a classmate say something kind of racist to one of our classmates, I would say. And everyone was just like, and I was like, what did you say? Like, I was like, what the heck? And I ran, and my teacher was like, Summer, calm down. I was like, absolutely not. And he wasn't,
Yeah.
my classmate wasn't black, he was South Asian. And so it was very like, we were talking about like the class was being very hard or whatever. And the one guy was like, well, if you fail, you can still just go open a gas station. And I was like, what the heck? And so I literally went to my teacher and I was like, "Did you just hear so and so?" And she was like, "No, like just ignore him." I said, "I'm not gonna ignore him." So I walked straight out of the classroom. I went straight to the principal's office and I literally told her, I was like, "I'm in class and this is what was just said." And so that was like the start of my villain era, I think, because I just have always been one. I have a no bullying policy. I have
Yes.
treat others with kindness. Like, so there's that. So that's outside of makeup, but that's literally just when I felt like I had a lot
Yeah.
to say. So I would say literally from the beginning, I'm the one to
Yeah.
say, hey, that order is missing tomatoes, or they said that they didn't want pickles on the sandwich. That's me. I
Yes, I love that, and I feel that so much because 'cause I'm like, "Yeah, actually, this is what that person said, and I think it's crazy, so we're gonna have to make a scene."
yeah,
Just a
I'm
little scene because unacceptable.
confrontation hates to see me come in.
Literally, like, in my not my super intimate personal relationships, I'm actually not super confrontational, but in
Mhm.
the world, yeah, hates to see me coming.
Hates to see me come in. Wow, I love that.
And then I guess also to tie it to beauty a bit, when did you know that you wanted to use your beauty brand and even your other companies, which feel free to talk a little bit about with the people? How did you know that you had a lot to say and that you wanted to share that space with other people?
I would say going back before, and you probably remember the things, but before I launched my brand, I utilized social media to promote other people's brands. And I was an influencer, and I would be in my dorm room, like creating content and playing in makeup. And I was, I wanted to be a face for the Black girls who wanted to make themselves big, or they wanted to be known for their talent, their whatever they're doing. Um, so I would say before even business was even born, I loved talking about other products. I love pouring into people. And so I think that's where that inner beauty and outer beauty kind of like marry. And that's why with my business, I'm very vocal on helping novice wearers, casual wearers versus like the professionals, because I'm like, they're good. They don't really need me. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't feel confident without makeup. And so our target audience is literally the girls who are, starting over. The I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, or I have done my makeup for 20 years this way and I want to start something new, or I just want a hobby. And so I wanted to be vocal for them through our products, through our community events, through all the things within Dion Cosmetics. So, giving that platform for not just the people who know what they're doing.
Yes, I absolutely love that, because some people do feel super intimidated about makeup and just like they're like, "Oh, like, I don't even know what I would do for just a go-to everyday look," or, it just feels inaccessible to them, so I think
Right.
that you do a great job through Dion Cosmetics with making sure that, your products are easy to use, you also can use them in different ways and for different things, so, I love that.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers
Yes.
to you.
Yours.
Mhm.
I love that you picked up on that. Thank you.
Yes, girl, I love details. Let's see. Okay, so we talked a little bit about us at Alabama. Tell
Okay.
the people I'm a journalist, okay? Tell the people how your background in Spanish, yes, y'all, and
Oh,
business management,
she
how
does.
those both have helped you as you continue to grow and scale your business.
That's hilarious. Thank you for doing your digging.
Girl.
I have always had a love for the Spanish community and Spanish language. I started learning when I was 11 years old, self-taught. And then I progressed in high school, took classes because you had to. Um, and then in college, I wanted to pursue the language even more. I wanted to learn more about the history, about not just how to speak it, but what happened during the Spanish, Inquisition, like things like that. Um, it was very challenging, but very, very necessary for me. And then I also did business management, entrepreneurship. So two different lives kind of came together within Dion because I haven't seen many communities do this, but with our social media, we have a Spanish community as well. We have a whole sector of Spanish influencers and Spanish content creators because Spanish is the number two language spoken in America, and was it 67% of the world speaks Spanish. And so when I knew I was going to have another outlet for our customers, and I have just also built a community of beautiful Black women, but also beautiful Latina women as well because of that. So I said, I can't leave y'all out. So we really, really do take pride in our Spanish community on the Spanish side. It's still the same company, but it's a whole different community that we love. And then with the business management side, of course, I manage the businesses on a day to day. But I've learned so much, and I actually just posted the video on TikTok talking about how my entrepreneurial background at the school has allowed me to develop my brand in a really, really, I think, extensive way. Um, I use the best example is someone who loves cooking is not gonna cook the same as someone who's a chef, like, who went to culinary school. Like, it's gonna taste good, it's gonna be amazing, but a chef is gonna know so much more than just what tastes good and what goes together. They're gonna know exactly, like, the history and the roots and the why these notes go here, why do you drink this wine with that type of meat, you know? And so I think the same. Anybody can launch a business and anyone can run it. But I think when you have that entrepreneurial background and the business background from school, scaling for you is a lot different because you're not seeing it as like you don't really launch your business in survival mode. You launch your business to scale and a lot of the times exit. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a good background.
Period. I love that, and that's why we're like Boss,
Yeah,
Bawse, 'cause what?
like to what's the
Yes, and I have similar interests where I have 2 passions that are coming together. So I have the law background, and then I've also done a lot of focus on just like intellectual property and making sure that creators' rights are protected. So when we're talking about our business names and when we're talking about contracts, like I'm really into
Yeah.
that. So using media as a way to kind of merge those two worlds, I'm just glad that somebody like sees the vision. Like there is a market for this. There are communities that need this. And representation is needed. Like it's so powerful. I don't think people realize how much power there is just seeing people who look like you doing things that you aspire to do or just that you've never seen done. So,
I
mhm.
think even with you, I can say, like, just give you a second. Um, you're very detailed, and I think that also comes with in law. You have to be detailed. Like, you're trying to save somebody's life, like so. You have to be detailed. And I think I can see it in your work really, really well. So you see how everything just kind of like flows into it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mindful moments. Let's just take a deep breath. I want you to really inhale deeply.
Love this.
Hold it for a little bit. And then you're gonna exhale out of your mouth. So a little noise. I do that so many times a day, that it's embarrassing. The amount of resets, you know what I mean? Like I just always am needing a nervous system reset.
Yes.
So
It'll happen.
you
Oh,
gotta have them.
yes. I do square breathing all the time.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love square breathing.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Do you start your days with it? Do you do it throughout the day? Or if you're feeling super, anxious and stressed, when do you pull it out your toolbox?
So I typically do my square breathing when I feel overwhelmed. Or I would say, or like if I ever have like anything that's like a stage presence, I
Hmm.
am a yapper, but it's like stages are a little bit more because you're elevated, people can see you, you're trying not to be, it can't be edited, like there's nothing. So I do my square breathing whenever I have to get on somebody's stage. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
feel that. That is so funny.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
Which is also like, I wanted to know as you are continuing to grow as a CEO and as a founder, and
Yeah.
as your businesses are continuing to scale, how does that visibility like make you feel? How are you handling that?
Sometimes she's like,
You
"What's
said,
keep working?"
girl.
Um, sometimes I wish I would say my friends and family are way more excited than I am, which is really hard. Because I think I know the truth of how hard certain accomplishments are. And it's like I have been, for example, something could be super explosive and big, but it took me 3 years to get done. Or it took me a year of pitching 30 emails, a bunch. And I'm like, at the time of it being done, I'm more so relieved. And so
Like, thank God.
yeah, like thank God, like the TikTok, thank God. Where it's new to friends and family, you guys don't see the behind the scenes. So when it's out there, it's like wow, but I'm like twitching. I'm like I literally could not sleep. So yeah, but it's really awesome to see just the brand grow and the excitement behind the brand. You
Mhm.
from your POV, you remember the day I launched, I think it was more like everyone's like, oh, makes sense. Summer, the makeup artist, is launching a company, and everyone was like, okay, cool. And we're gonna be 6 in October, and it's really crazy because here I am talking to you on your podcast about it. So it's really sometimes I'm like, dang, it started in my dorm room, and now here we are. So
Yes, yes. And I think it's good for you to take time and moments to like, after all that work is done, after you've been able to post it for the world to see, just to kind of take a moment to celebrate yourself and all the work that you've done and to exhale. Like, that's when I think box breathing also should come into play. After all of it's said and done, and you're like, okay, I'm posting about it. Once you post it, like, okay, it's official.
let's go.
Like I
Yeah.
want you to make sure that you are intentional about taking that time to just kind of celebrate, like, okay, I worked my ass off for a year, for 3 years, for
Yeah.
6 years building this. This is not overnight. And so, really celebrate that and be proud of that.
I'm learning more and more how to celebrate myself. Because I used to be like, am I bragging? Like, am I doing a lot? Am I making it about me? I never ever want to feel like, you know, that, because you've been around people where they just make it awkward. And I was like, let me just do what I have to do. I'm called to do this. I just show up. I'm happy to be here. So now I'm learning how to celebrate myself. And just be that girl. Like, I have to be. So, like,
Period.
thank
Yeah, and
you.
it's like if we're not gonna cheer ourselves on, if we're not gonna talk about the things that we've done, the work that we put in, first of all, nobody is. So it's like
Right.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm
I'm
leaving.
telling y'all the work that I've done. I'm leaving here with something. And like I really like that it allows us as Black women, as founders, as CEOs, as creatives to be able to control our own narrative and, share our story how we
Mhm.
want as it's written. So love that.
Exactly. I love
Love that.
We deserve that. We get silenced too much. So,
We do immediately. And like you said, like we are almost shamed to be like, oh, like, should I share this accomplishment? What will people think? And this year I'm really leaning into like let
uh,
it go what people think. None of that matters. You're gonna where's that gonna get you?
nowhere. And honestly, I
Yeah.
think like this, men don't feel that way. They will, as soon as they get a promotion, they run to
At
talk.
all.
They run to say they got a hot girlfriend. They run to, I had to tell myself, Summer, you're gonna hinder any more accomplishments if people don't know that that's the level you're even on. So, talk.
Absolutely. Yes, that's the truth. No more humble. I mean, humble, but like not. Also talk your shit. Like I support that.
I love that
Mhm,
for us.
mhm. So for this politically speaking segment, we are going to talk about beauty as power. We talked briefly about it a little bit, just with how your family's beauty routines and practices really inspired you and shaped you as you started and did makeup. And then again, as your business has continued to grow. So tell me a little bit about what were some of your family's beauty routines? I'm always interested in how Black people have
Yeah.
celebrated and like leaned into beauty over the years.
Oh, okay, okay. So Mama Bell, my mom, she is a Mary Kay girly. She was an agent, I guess they call them Mary Kay agents. So that's really how I really got into makeup and products, I think. She would always have like, graddies coming in as a rep, and I would love to look through the boxes and she's like, "Oh, what's this?" Like, "Oh, piece of candy." Like, "Oh." And that was me forever. So her routines were always Mary Kay. I can say if I had literally all the pictures of my grandma, my mom, all that, my grandmas, my moms are very, let's just say I never really saw them have down days. Okay. Like my grandma, she had her moo on and then some lipstick.
Hello?
And it was like consistent. When they went to church, they wore them hats. My mom, same thing. She could be in like a yoga outfit and she gonna have a little blush on. She gonna have a little mascara.
Yes.
And they really, really taught me about just femininity and just keeping up with myself, presenting
Yeah.
well. And they take it as like just like brushing your teeth, like your beauty routine is something you do regularly, and it's for
Hmm.
you, right? It's not for other people. I love myself. I am growing into the woman I want to be, and I want to take care of her and I want to present her well. So I try to do that, and I'm leaning even more into that. I think I just turned 28, and so as I'm coming around on 30, it's very like I'm really learning myself, especially on that feminine piece, especially in my beauty routine. So that has played a major role, just the way that they carry themselves.
Yeah. Put time and intention into caring for ourselves in that way. Like, I don't know if that's a Southern Black woman thing or what, because my family is from the South too. And like, I know my granny would always, she used to be a principal, so she would always wear like heels and she
Okay.
would always have on blush. She would call it rouge, a red
Rude.
lip. And to this day, like I love a blush and red lip moment. Like I feel like it is like you said, it's so classic, it's so timeless, and it really just gives like, okay, like she cared about putting herself together today, even if it was just for herself, especially if it was for herself.
I love that. I love the way that I feel like it's very common in the Black community. Grandmas were always known for just, as we say, like now being tea, like never played around, like all the same way, always that girl. And I think it's just beautiful to see generations later, we're still like doing what they're doing, but in a
Keeping
different.
the recipes alive. And like I think that's so important to keep them alive.
Yeah, exactly. Love that for us.
Yes. And that's why they're always talking about Black women's skin. And like I think we are learning a lot from the Asian community when it comes to taking care of our skin and different beauty things. But I'm
Yeah.
a sensitive skin girly. Okay. So I try to take it easy. I stick to the basics. Okay. I have a good foaming wash. I keep a good makeup wipe. And I love a moisturizing anything for my
Yeah, I to myself, I used to like have all these products because I thought like I had to.
same, same.
Like maybe I have to have those. And girl, now it's an oil cleanser, a face wash, and a moisturizer.
I'm telling you, a moisturizer hate to see me coming.
Hate to see me. And, and then sunscreen on
Yeah. Extra points if the moisturizer has sunscreen too.
extra
And
points.
like my tinted moisturizers, sometimes they have sunscreen. I'm like, I am killing it.
They're making it easy for a man.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that. Your products are vegan and cruelty free. And
Yeah.
we already talked about that they are for every level of makeup artistry. Like, I think that in itself is very political. I think that that is saying so many things. I care about what's going into my skin. I care
Yeah.
about, you know, what my products are being used on. Um, Tell me why, like, accessibility in that way for all levels and even making sure that the products are good for you. Why was that like a non-negotiable? Why was it like, this is what we're doing at Dion Cosmetics? Do you feel like it set you apart? You know,
Yeah. So I also, some people are gonna get their feathers ruffled, but I think that being vegan and cruelty free is bare minimum. I think also having a bunch of product shades is bare minimum in 2026. And so off of that, off the rip, you have to diversify yourself in your product. And I always say the problem and then find the solution, right? And so with my problem was when I was doing, makeup, I used to drive back and forth from Tuscaloosa to Atlanta to, get some shmoney in college. And they would my co-
y'all, and that's not a 2 hour drive. That's like 4 hours and
and
some
I
change.
right and I sometimes didn't have a car. I had to catch rides. I was doing things. And so my clients would say like, "Oh, I can't believe you moved away to Alabama because I can't do my makeup without you and I can't have this look without you and I need you to move back." And I'm like, "Girl, like let me be the magician for sure, but you should be able to do a little something, you know what I'm saying?" And so that was very important to me when I created products. Because I've noticed also the beginners, they just go to like the Dollar Tree to grab stuff because they're like, I don't want to spend $40 on a foundation that I don't even know how to put on. Or I don't want to, get out that eyeshadow palette that I don't even know how to use. And so I took those two problems and I saw the white space, creating quality products at an affordable price point, having affordable systems, having things readily available. If you know, you know, we do a lot of giveaways, we do a lot of collaborations, a lot of discounts, and you're getting good products, and you're getting the education piece as well. So it was
Y'all hear that? She's not playing around.
I'm not. I was like, why is nobody tapped into this sector of makeup? And so I said,
Yes.
"Well, I guess I'll put my big girl pants on and I'll do it."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, I am loving that. It's really making my heart full. So,
Oh yeah. Told you I'm a sipaholic.
me too. I love a sip. All right. So this is Radical Reads, and we'll just be talking about things that you've maybe read lately, or just things in general that have been feeding your spirit. Is
Yeah.
there a book that you're reading right now? Any quotes or mantras that have really been shaping how you moved in these past couple of weeks?
Well, I read a lot of founder biographies. I read not just like beauty girls. I have a whole library and people are like, are you reading anything like romantic? I'm like, no. I'm reading about the start of this business. I have like Sam Walton's book. I have Estee Lauder. I have Leonard Lauder, like her son and the, you know, family there. My current favorite book that I admire and I love so much is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I love that book so much, and I always say if you're an aspirational person, if you're motivated, you're passionate, read Atomic Habits. If I could force every single person on this planet to read it, I would. Are you reading it? Have you read it? Do you
I've
have
read
any?
it. Yes.
It's so good,
It's
and like
so good.
it helps you really like if you're open to being self-aware, if you're
Mhm.
open to like self-evaluation, I really recommend people read it because it's going to be like, oh, that's why I put off this. This is why I haven't done this, or this is why I get anxious for this reason. And
Mhm.
that's one of my favorite books that I'm currently reading. I have been reading it for like 2 years, only because
Yeah.
I read literally 2 pages at a time. And I really want to prolong my reading. I have like a chapter left and I'm so sad because I don't want it to
I
end.
hate getting to the end of a book. Like the
It
breaking up really hurts me.
it does. And so I read only 2 pages at a time. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna read it, only 2 pages. I want this is so good and so golden that I want that to be, drawn out. Another book that I really suggest, especially for my beauty founders, my beauty girls, is what is it called? Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. So
Okay.
she's the founder of It Cosmetics.
Oh,
And
I
so
like
her
it.
story, yeah, her story is really beautiful to me. She launched her brand because she had rosacea on her skin and she was a news anchor and they had to keep stopping the recording and stop filming because they were like, hey, you got like red stuff, and they thought like she had too much blush on. Whole time it's her rosacea. And she said she would have to do combinations of like 3 different foundations, 3 different concealers, right? And so she finally launched her own. For 3 years, she got zero orders. Zero orders. And she was like, okay, I am not gonna give up. This is a product I believe in. This is a product that I need. And then she finally got one order, and it was actually her husband testing to see if the website worked.
Oh.
He was like, "Oh my God, I thought I had an order." And so she pivoted a little bit and pitched herself to QVC, the shopping channel. Um, and so they told her no, and she pitched again, and they told her no, and she pitched multiple times later, and they finally gave her a yes. And then in her 7th year of business, mind you, this is her QVC was like year 5. In her 7th year of business, she was bought out by L'Oreal for $1.7 billion. And so, yeah, her story is quite amazing. Because she talks about literally having zero orders for years. Like, I would come home and the Shopify would be zero. I would have no orders, and I had thousands of units just sitting here. And so now she is just who she is, and she's so amazing. Her
Yeah.
story really teaches resilience and all that. So
I'm like, I'm gonna have to get that this
that
week.
was that was her. It makes me so emotional. I've watched every single interview she's had, like on the face of the earth. If it's on anything, I've watched it. And it just shows you like persistence is
Hmm.
key because it's gonna happen, but we don't know when. So
Yeah, that's the hard part, the keeping going until it happens. Like, now,
yeah,
God, I know that you told me this promise for me, and I
yeah,
feel like I've seen glimpses of it, but like, is it
right,
still gonna happen? Like, what are we doing?
right, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Adding that to my book list. I love a good book. So I'm like you. I have a library. I am about to get some bookshelves and try to like make a whole room in my parents' house into a little reading room,
Do
whatever,
do
you
it. You
know?
love that. You love that.
What advice would you give the girl who loves seeing other female bosses, but she doesn't yet have the confidence to bet on herself or to see herself as a CEO or as a founder or as a boss of something? Um, yeah, I'm like, that's a super heavy question, but I'm gonna
No.
let it sit.
So one of my favorite, like, I'm probably gonna butcher the quote. I'm really bad at that. But one of my favorite things and sayings, is like it'll like you basically, and if you don't ever start, you'll never know, but you'll know that it'll be no if you never start, which is all over the place, all the things.
I'm like, I totally got it.
But long story short, I know you're scared, dear girl who's listening. Um, but if you never do it, you'll never do it. Like that's flat out. And so I say at least go for it, at least try, fail fast. So you can know, yeah, don't prolong things, don't push things off, like fail as quick as you can. I'd rather say, okay, that didn't work and I tried it and I can say I did and I got it over with and then I can find something new versus I wish I would have did this. Like I could have been like that too. I could have done that. And that's just something that doesn't exist for me. I don't have a coulda, shoulda, woulda in my body at all.
I'm gonna do
Um,
it and see what
I'm gonna
happens.
do it. People only recognize Dion Cosmetics, but I've had so many other ventures that people don't really know about. And this is the one that's stuck and this is the one that's sticky. And so I feel like if I just never would have tried, or I would have thought like, oh my God, that girl has no business background. That girl is just a makeup artist. Like, why is she launching a cosmetic brand? I wouldn't be where I am now. So I think that that's really important. Like, just try and try confidently. Like, I say, F it. Like, go out,
Literally.
show up, do your best, meet people along the way, meet founder friends. That's another big thing.
Yes.
We say always meet other founders. If you know, you know. Um,
That's why I was like, I don't know how much you're willing to say, but if you want to tell the people on some final words, some projects that you have coming up, this is gonna come out like a week from now, so it'll be a little preface,
yeah,
but totally up to you what you want to share.
mine. So actually I'm a new baby. I have a new baby. Her name is Atria. If you know, you know. Atria is a founder and entrepreneurial community. I call it the country club for entrepreneurs. Just because over the years, I have built this my own baby, but having community is so important. People always ask me, how do you have so many founder friends? Because I do. I have a founder friend for everything. You need a plumbing company? I'm calling Steve. If you need another beauty brand, I'm calling other people. So I really, 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 really see networking as such an important tool. So I wanted to create a community for entrepreneurs and like-minded and seasoned individuals who, are not in the guessing game phase anymore, but they're really attacking and they're really passionate. And so Atria is that, and our first event is February 6th here in Atlanta, and we're sponsored by Sage. And I'm just thankful and I'm so excited to be now chasing two dreams vertically. So thank you.
Yes, that is too exciting. So
Yeah.
exciting. So happy to be a part of all of this. So happy to support you as you continue to do it and not just, wish and think of all the what coulds and the could haves. So again, cheers to you, Summer. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
For anyone that has been sitting on an idea, a brand, or a voice that they haven't shared yet, I really recommend this episode of A Lot to Say with Summer Dion for you. She showed us what it's like to build boldly, to speak clearly, and to really create beauty on your own terms for your life. So, cheers to Summer, y'all. I am going to make sure to link all of her websites and social media links and pages and all the things. And until next time, this has been Teryn Denae, and this is A Lot to Say with Summer Bell. Yes,
Bye.
bye. All right. That was great. I really appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Gua.
Yes.